We are going to start by assigning some variables to the root selector. So let's put here root, and I have here all the colors and the variables that we are going to be using throughout the CSS tutorial. So I'm just going to copy and paste to avoid some spelling issues. As you see here, we have different colors. We have the color primary, color secondary, color dark, color light, and then we have the font family that is the related to the poppings, the fonts that we just imported on the previous video on the HTML section. And then we also have a variable of max width that is equal to 1200 pixels. Then we are going to proceed to assign some global resets because we want it. So let's start with the margin that is going to be equal to 0. Then we want to have a padding of 0.2, and as before, we are going to be using box sizing to be border box. Okay. Then for the body, I want to assign a font family. So let's put here font family, and then the bar of the font family that we have on the root selector. So let's put here hyphen but font family. Then for the color of the font, I want to have a reference to the color dark. So let's put here bar color dark. Excellent. And then I want to set some background color. The bar is going to be related to the color light. So let's put here hyphen color light. And for the last, I want to apply a line height for the font that is going to be 1.6 to have some space between the characters. Good. So here now we are going to put a comment here that we are going to give some styles to the header and the navigation section. So let's put here header and navigation. Good. So let's start with the header. And on the header, I want to display flex because we want to use flexbox. Then I justify content of space between. After this, I want an align items to be on the center. I want a max width that is going to be equal to the max width variable that we have on the root selection. So let's put here bar max width. And then I want a margin of 0, top and bottom, left and right auto. And padding, I want to have top and bottom 1 rem. And left and right, I want to have 2 rem. Excellent. So after this, I'm going to get some styles for the logo class. So for the logo, I want a font size to be 1.8 rem. Then font weight of 800. Good. For the color, I want to reference the bar of color primary. So we put here dash dash color primary. So you see, it's this one here. Good. Then I want to assign certain values to the links inside of the navigation tag. So let's put here nav a. And here I want to get rid of the underline. So let's put text decoration none. Then I want for the color, I want to reference to the variable of color dark. So let's put here color dark. Then I want a margin left to be 20 pixels. I want a font weight of 600. I want to be this font to be a little bit lighter. Then I want a transition. This transition is going to be for the color 0.3 seconds with ease. Let's assign, yeah. And then on the hover for the A, I want to do something else. So let's put here nav A and then hover status for the hover state. And here I want to change the color. The color is going to be for the color primary. So let's put here bar and then color primary. So as you see, if I hover on each link, you will see that it changes to the primary color that we have here on the logo. Good. After this, I want to give some styles to the cta-nav that is going to be for the sign up button. So let's put here .cta-nav. Here I want a background color to be reference to the color primary. So we put here color primary. Then I want a color that is going to be bar, and we want to reference for the color line and important. And the reason because we are using important here is because since we had some styles previously applied, we want this to be different. So we want more specificity and override the color property that was previously set on the A tag. So that's why we're using the importer over there. Then we want some padding here. The padding is going to be 8 pixels top and bottom, and then 15 pixels left and right. I want to have a border radius that is going to be 5 pixels, and then I want a margin left to be 30 pixels. Good. Then yeah, we are done with the part of the in this case the header. So we are going to give some styles to the hero section. So then let's put here let's put here hero section. Good. So let's put here hero section, and for the hero section I want a display of flex. Then I want a max width that is going to be the same of the max width that we have at the top on the root selector. Then I want a margin to be for rem and then auto. Good. After this I want a padding, and the padding is going to be 0 and then to rem. I want a min height to be 500 pixels, and the align items is going to be center. Excellent. So then after this I want hero content, the hero content class. Here I want to have a flex of 1 and a padding right of 40 pixels. Good. Then for the hero visual I want to assign other styles, so let's put here hero visual. Let's put flex 1. Then I want a position to be relative. I want a display to be flex 2. Then I want a justified content to be on the center, and align items to be on the center too, to be centered on y-axis and x-axis. And for the last I want a min height to be 400 pixels. Good. Then for the hero title, we want a font size to be 1.25 rem. Then a color that is going to be slightly different to the ones that we have at the top on the root selector. So let's put here number 4B5563. And then I want a margin bottom to be 2 rem. Good. Then I want to give some styles for the CTA -group buttons, and here I want a padding to be 12 pixels top and bottom, 25 pixels left and right. Then I want a font size to be 1 rem. Then I want a font weight to be 600. Then I want a border to be none. I want a border radius to be 50 pixels. Then I want a cursor to be pointer, and I want a transition. Transition is going to be for the property of transform of 0.2 seconds. Then background color of in this case 2 seconds as well. So now let's give some styles for the CTA main class. And here for the CTA main, I want a background color to be referenced to the color primary. So let's put here bar and then hyphen color primary. Then I want for the color to be referencing to the color line. Good. And the margin right is going to be 15 pixels. Good. Then I want here to have a CTA class on the main, on hover status. And here for the hover, we are going to set a background color that is going to be number 4A4BCF. That's referencing to a blue color. So if we hover, you see that the color is a little bit darker. Good. Then we want for the CTA secondary. For the CTA secondary, we are going to have a background color that is going to be transparent. Then we want to have a border. The border is going to be of 2 pixels solid, and then we are going to be referencing to the bar of color light, color dark in this case. And for the color, we want also to reference to the bar of color dark. So let's put here hyphen color dark. Good. Then here I want to have some styles on CTA secondary on hover status. So let's put here CTA secondary on hover. And here on hover, we are going to have a background color that is for the bar and the color dark. And for the color, we want to have a bar for the color dark too. Oh yeah, so for the, we want to have color light in this case, yeah, to have some contrast over there. Yeah, good. So you see, yeah, changes. Good. Let me check something here because okay. So then here we want to have some reference for the mockup car. So let's put here mockup car, and here we want to have a position of absolute. Then we want a width to be 250 pixels. I'm going to close this to have more space. 250 pixels. Then I want a padding to be 20 pixels, and then I want a more border radius to be 15 pixels. Border radius to be 15 pixels. And then a background color that is going to reference to the color light variable. So let's put here bar hyphen color light. Then I want a box shadow that is going to be 0, 10 pixels, 30 pixels, and an RGBA that I already have here. So good. After this, I want to have a border left that is going to be border left is going to be 5 pixels solid, and the bar is going to be color secondary. Good. And then for the transition, I want to have transition on transform 0.5 seconds with ease. Then we are going to assign certain variables for the mockup car with the ID of 1 or 2. So let's put here mockup car 1. For the mockup car 1, we want to have a top of 50 pixels, and then I want a left to be 10%, and a C index to have of 2. Good. So now for the mockup card 2, so let's assign the ID mockup card 2. I want to have a bottom. The bottom is going to be 50 pixels. Then the right is going to be 10%. And transform is going to be, we are going to have a rotation of 5 degrees. And after this we want to see index to be 1. Good. Let me just check something here. This is the href. cta-nav. Yeah. Let me see something, because maybe we are missing here certain classes. Yeah. So for the sign up here, we need to assign the class of cta-nav. That I'm just checking right now that the styles were not applied, and it was because I didn't assign the class. So let's put here the class of cta-nav that we have previously here. So as you see now, it got changed. Good. Then also another thing here that I need to check is we need to have on the hero-subtitle here. Let me look for the class. Hero-subtitle. We need also to apply certain styles to that one. So let's put here on the hero-subtitles needs to be assigned and styles after the hero title. So let's go back to here the CSS and the hero title. After the hero title, yeah, we are missing the hero subtitle. That's why we don't have styles here. Yeah, okay. So let's put here after the hero subtitle. Let's put hero subtitle. As you see, we are making all these changes on real time. So in this way, you know what is debugging on real time. Font size is going to be 125 rem. Then I want to have a color that is going to be number 4B5563, which is for a gray color, and then a margin bottom. So in this way we can have some space between the buttons and the paragraph, and it's going to be 2 rem. So if we close this tab here, you will see that now we have more space here as we are expecting. So yeah, let's continue with the part of the mockup car. So yeah, we finished giving styles to the mockup car, and now we can give some styles to the features section. So let's put here another comment that is going to be for the features section. Good. Here let's start by the features section. And here in the footer section, we want a max width to be 900 pixels. Then I want a margin to be 5 rem, and then auto. After this, we want to have a padding that is going to be 3 rem and then 2 rem, top and bottom, left and right. I want a text align to be on the center, and after this I want to give some styles to the tabs container. So let's put here tabs container, and here in the tabs container I want a margin top to be 30 pixels, then a border to be 1 pixel solid, and the number is going to be E5 E7 EV. I want a border radius to be 10 pixels and an overflow of hidden. So let's put here overflow of hidden. Good. Then I want some styles for the tab buttons. And for the tab buttons, we are going to have a display of flex. Then I justify content to be center. I want a background color to be let's put here number if I e 7 EB. Good. And after this, I want to have a border bottom that is going to be 1 pixel solid, and it's going to be the color of CCC. Good. After this, I want to assign certain styles for the buttons inside of the tab buttons class. So let's put here tab buttons and then button. We want a flex grow to be 1. So in this way, it's going to be taking 1% each one. And then we want a padding to be 15 pixels on all sizes. Then I want a border to be none. Border none. Good. After this, I want a background color to be transparent. I want a cursor to be pointer. And then I want a font size to be 1 rem, and a font weight to be 600. And in the transition, I want a background color of 0.3 seconds, and then a color to be 0.3 seconds as well. Excellent. So after this, I want to give some styles for the active class for the buttons. So let's put here tab buttons, and then the button with the active class is going to have a background color of color light. So let's put here bar and then color light. After this, I want a color, and the color is going to be a variable with color primary. Excellent. So as you see, since we have the active class on the first tab, that's why you see that we have a different style on that one. Okay. After this, I want to assign certain styles for the tab content class, which, as the name suggests, is for the content of each tab. So we are going to have a padding of 20 pixels. Then we are going to have a text align that is going to be left. And I want a background color to be, in this case, referencing to the color light variable. So we put here bar and then color light. Good. After this, we want to assign certain styles for the tab pane. For the tab pane, we want to display none, because we are going to display the content according to the tab that is, in this case, active with the active class. So here we want to say that you show me the pane with the active class, and I wanted to have the display of block, and also I want some animation to use fade in, which is an animation that we are going to be creating shortly. And here we are going to be using keyframes. So let's put keyframes, and the identifier in this case is going to be fade in, because that's the name of the animation that we decided. And then we are going to have the from and the to property. So for the from, we want to have some opacity of 0, and I want a transform on the y-axis. So let's put here translate on the y-axis, and I want it to be 10 pixels. And then to the to property, which is the final, we want to have an opacity of 1, and then I want a transform. I want to translate on the y-axis at 0. Good. So you see that we have some slight elevation at the time that we are loading. Okay, so after this, we are going to proceed to give some styles to the testimonial section or the social proof section. So let's put here comments, and let's put here testimonials section, and here we are going to start with the proof section. So for the proof section, we are going to have a background color that is going to be referencing to the color dark. Then we want the color to be referenced to the bar of color light. And then I want some padding here. Top and bottom is going to be 5 rem, and then left and right is going to be 2 rem. I want a text align to be on the center. Good. Then I want to reference for the heading on the H2. So let's put here proof section H2 heading. And the H2 heading is going to have a color referencing to the bar of color light, and a margin bottom that is going to be 3 rem. Good. Then after this, we want to give some styles for the testimonial grid, where we have all these three. So let's put here testimonial grid, and the testimonial grid, we want a max width to be referencing to the max width that we declare on the root selection, on the root selector, sorry. And then I want a margin to be 0 top and bottom auto. I want a display grid, and then we want some grid template columns, and here we want to that they are going to be repeat. Then on the auto fit is going to take the available space on the screen, and then on the mid-max, here I wanted to all of them to be 300 pixels each one, and to have 1 frame. Good. Okay, so after this, I want to have a gap between all of them of 30 pixels. Excellent. So now here we want to give some styles to each testimonial card. So let's put here testimonial card. And the testimonial card, we want to have a background color. We want to have a background color in this case that is going to be number 374151. Then I want a padding to be 25 pixels. I want a border radius to be 12 pixels. Then I want a text align to be on the left, and I want a border top. This border top is going to be 5 pixels solid, and then we are going to be referencing to the variable of color secondary. Good. Then I want to reference to the paragraph inside of the testimonial card. So let's put here testimonial card, then P. So for the P here, we want to have a font size that is going to be 1.1 rem. Then I want a margin bottom to be 15 pixels. Then I want to have a font style. The font style is going to be italic. And after this, I want to have a color that is going to be number D1, D5, DB, which is some kind of gray and white color. After this, I want to have set some styles for the auto class inside of the testimonial card. And for the outer, we are going to have a border top that is going to be 1 pixel solid, and then the number is going to be 4B5563. And then I want a padding top. Oh yeah, I need to close this one with a semicolon, and then I want a padding top. Padding top is going to be 10 pixels. Excellent. So after this, I want to assign some classes for the testimonial card, and then the name class. So for the name, we are going to have a display of block. Then I want to have a font weight of 600 and a color that is going to be for the variable of color light. Good. Then I want to give some styles for the title too. So let's put here the title. In this case is the occupation. So let's put here testimonial card dot title. And here for the title, we are going to do a font size of 0.9 rem. And then we want to have a color that is going to be referencing to the variable of color secondary. Good. So as you see now, we have a difference between the name of the person, which is the name class, and then the title, which is related to the occupation, is matching with the color that we have here on the border top of each car. Good. So now we are going to proceed to the pricing section. So let's put here another comment. And we are going to say pricing section. Good. So for the pricing section, we are going to start with the class of pricing section. And here on the pricing section, I want to have a padding of 5 rem top and bottom, 2 rem left and right. Then I want a text align to be on the center. Good. Then I want for the class of pricing section, and then the h2. For the h2 here, we want a margin bottom to be 3 rem. Excellent. Then for I want for the pricing grid. For the pricing grid here, we want to have a max width that is going to be 1000 pixels. Then a margin that is going to be 0 and then auto. We want to have a display of flex. We want to have a justified content of center. We want to have a gap of 30 pixels and a flex grab that is going to be grab. Let me just scroll down here to show you on real time the changes. Good. Then after this, we want to give some styles for the price card class. So let's put here price card. And for the price card, we want a display of flex. Then we want a flex duration to be column. We want align items to be on the center. Then I want a background color. Background color is going to be referencing to the variable of color light. After this, I want a padding of 30 pixels. Then I want a border radius to be 15 pixels. I want a box shadow to be 0, then 5 pixels, and then 20 pixels, and an RGBA that I have here ready. After this, I want to set a width of 300 pixels, a text align on center. Let's put also position relative, and we want to get some border over there. Border is going to be 1 pixel solid, and the number is going to be E5, E7, EV, which is for a white. And we want to have some transition here that is going to be for the transform property of 0.3 seconds, and then the box shadow of 0.3 seconds. Excellent. So for the price card on hover, we wanted to have a transform, and it's going to translate on the y-axis to be minus 5 pixels. Then for the box shadow, it's going to be 0, 10 pixels, 30 pixels, and then an RGBA that I have ready here. So if we hover on each car, you will see that we have a slight elevation. You see? Good. Then I want to give some styles for the H3 heading inside of the price car. So let's put here price car and then H3. For the H3, we want here to have a font size that is going to be 3.5 rem. Then I want a font weight. The font weight is going to be 800. I want a color to have a variable that is going to be color primary. Then I want a margin that is going to be on top and bottom 10 pixels, and left and right is going to be 0. After this, I want to give some styles for the price that we have here. So let's put price car, and then the price, and then span. And for the span, we want to have a font size of 1.2 rem. Then the font weight is going to be 400, and the color is going to be number is going to be 6B72A0. So you see that we have there different. Let's check something here. So price, span, and color. Yeah, let me check something here. Oh yeah, there is. Yeah, it's applying the color and the span. Good. Okay. Yeah, let me get rid of this. Okay. And then I want to give some styles for the description. So let's put here price car and then description. So for the description, we want to have I would say the same color that we have using here at the price car span. So let's put it here. I'm just going to copy and paste. Good. Then I want a margin bottom. The margin bottom is going to be 20 pixels. So you see we have more space now. After this, I want to give some assigns to the unordered list. So let's put here price car, then ULLI to the list inside of the unordered list. I want a padding to be 8 pixels and then 0. Then I want a border and bottom to be 1 pixels and then dash. And we want a color to be E5, E7, EB. Good. And then for the color, we are going to be referencing bar color that is going to be it's going to be referencing to the color dark. And then I want a font size that is going to be 0.95 rem. Good. After this, we want to assign for the price car on the UL. Then for the LI, in this case the last child, that means that we are referencing to the last element, and we want the border bottom to be none. So you see we have some dashed lines between all the LIs, but the last one in this case doesn't have it. Good. Also, let's put here, let me check, because yeah, we need to give some styles to the UL too. So let's put here before the LI, we are going to do price car, then UL. The list style is going to be none because we want to get rid of the bullet points. Then we want the text align to be on the left, and the margin bottom is going to be 30 pixels. Yeah, so now it's looking better. Okay, so after this we are going to give some styles to the pricing. So let's put here CTA pricing main, and also for the CTA pricing secondary. And here we want to have a padding that is going to be 10 pixels and then 20 pixels. I want a font size to be 1 rem. After this we want to have a font weight. The font weight is going to be 700. Then I want a border radius that is going to be 5 pixels. I want a cursor to be pointer. I want a transition that is going to be for all the properties of 0.2 seconds, and then with ease in and out. Good. And then I want a width that is going to be 100%. Good. So you see now we have difference on the starter, the pro, and the enterprise. Okay, so now for the CTR main, we are going to be defining specific styles. I'm just checking something here. Okay, yeah. So now let's put for the CTA main. For the CTA main here, we want to have a background color to be referencing to the color secondary. Then I want a color to be dark, to the variable of dark, color dark. And after this I want a border to be 2 pixels solid, and then the bar we are going to be referencing to the color secondary. And I want a box shadow. The box shadow is going to be 0, 4 pixels, 15 pixels, and RGBA. That's I have the number here. Good. Then after this I want to give some styles for the same class on hover status. So on hover status here we are going to have a background color that is going to be number 00C99F. We are going to be referencing to a green color. Then for the box shadow we are going to do a 0.6 pixel, then 20 pixels, and an RGBA that I also have ready here. Good. And I want to have a transform on the y-axis. So let's put here translate y-axis, and it's going to be 2 minus 2p. Good, excellent. And now let's put here for the secondary right now. So let's put CTA pricing secondary. We want to assign other styles too. So let's put here background color is going to be transparent. Then the color is going to be for the variable of color primary. And then for the border we are going to have a 2 pixels solid, and the variable is going to be of for the color of primary. Excellent. So after this, we are going to assign also certain styles for the secondary on hover status. So let's put here CTA secondary, CTA pricing secondary, and then we also want on hover. And on the hover here, we are going to have a background color to be bar. Then we are going to be referencing to the color primary. Good. Then we want the color to be referencing to the color line variable, and I want a transform to translate on the y-axis too, and we want it to have a minus 1 pixel. Okay. So start protrier. Good. And then here for we want to then give some styles for the most popular here, this part here. So let's put price car dot popular, and here I want to have a border of 3 pixels solid, and then referencing to the variable of color secondary. Then I want a transform that is going to scale 1.05, and I want a box shadow to be 10 pixels, then 40 pixels, and then I want another RGBA here that I already have to copy and paste. Good. So you see now this one stands more in comparison to the other two. Yeah, we are going to fix this enterprise shortly. We are just going to decrease a little bit the font size of this one. So after this, we want to give some styles to the popular on hover. So let's put here price car dot popular on hover status, and on hover status we are going to do a transform that is going to scale to 1.07. So if I hover over the car, you will see that now we will be increasing a little bit the car and scaling it to be a little bit bigger. Good. And then we are going to give some styles for the popular car that we have here, because we want it to be positioned at the top right left. So and for that we need to use position absolute. So let's put here popular tag, and here for the popular tag we want a position to be absolute. Then I want to have a top of 0. I want to have a right of -2 pixels. Then I want a background color. The background color is going to be referencing to the variable of color secondary. Then I want a color referencing to the bar of color dark. Then I want a font weight. The font weight is going to be 600. Then I want a padding. The padding is going to be 5 pixels and then 15 pixels. So top and bottom, left and right. Then I want a border radius that is going to be 0, 15 pixels, 0, and 15 pixels. Good. And the font size is going to be 0.8 rem. So as you see now, we move the tag to be at the top right. It's looking good now. Excellent. So after this, we are going to, I'm going to fix the size of this specific H3, which is for the enterprise. So as we see, we are referencing to the price card and then the H3. So let's look for the price card and then the H3. We are going to assign another class to that one. So in this way, it doesn't apply to other classes. So let's go to pricing section, and it's going to be enterprise, and here we are going to put the class of enterprise. Good. Let's go back, and for the h3 here we are just going to copy here and then put also the class of enterprise, and we want to maybe to decrease 2.5 rank as Copilot is suggesting me. So let's put here font size 2.5 rank. Let's just to see that yeah, and now that one is looking better. So in this way we have more space. Okay, so now let's proceed to the contact section. So let's put here a comment that says contact section. We are going to start with the class of contact section. On the contact section here, I want a background color that is going to be referencing to the variable of color light. Then I want some padding. So for the padding, we want top and bottom to be 5 rem, and then left and right is going to be 2 rem, and the text align, we want it to be on the center. As you see here, every time that reloads, I need to scroll down. That's why you are not able to see the changes in real time, but I'm just typing all the classes here, and as soon as we are done with all the classes, I just show you how it looks like on the end. Okay. Then after here, we are going to use contact section because we want to address the h2 heading. So for the h2 heading, I want a margin bottom that is going to be 0.5 rem. Good. Then we want then to have some styles for the contact subtitle. So let's put here contact subtitle, and for the contact subtitle, I want a font size. The font size is going to be 1.1 rem. Then the color is going to be number 6B7280, and then the margin bottom is going to be 2 rem. Good. After this, I want to give some styles for the contact form. The contact form is going to have a max width of 600 pixels. Then I want a margin to be 0 on top and bottom, and then out on left and right. After this, I want a text align that is going to be on the left. I want some padding. The padding is going to be 30 pixels. Then I want a border radius. This border radius is going to be equal to 12 pixels. I want a background color that is going to be equal to white. So let's put here white. And I want a box shadow that is going to be 0, 10 pixels, 30 pixels. And then for the RGBA, we are going to use a copy and paste value that I have here. Then I want to reference to the form group. Let me just scroll down to show you how it looks like. So by this time we have the heading, we have the subtitles, we give some style to the contact form, which is the car, and then we are going to proceed to give some styles to the inner elements, in this case the labels, the inputs and the text areas, as well as the buttons. So here now let's reference the form group. So let's put here form group, and here for the form group I want a margin bottom to be 1.5 rem. Good. Then I want to reference a form group, and then for the label we are going to have a block. I want then to have a font weight. The font weight is going to be 600. Then I want a margin bottom to be 5 pixels. And for the color, we are going to reference the variable of color dark. Excellent. Then for For the form group here, I want to reference the input, and also I want to reference the text area. So let's put here text area. I'm separating by commas because in this way we apply the same styles to both elements. Here I want to have a width of 100%. Then I want a padding to be 12 pixels. After this, I want a border that is going to be 1 pixel solid, and then the number is going to be D1, D5, DB. Then I want a border radius that is going to be 8 pixels. I want a font size to be 1 rem. Then I want a font family that is going to be referencing to the variable of font family that we have at the top. And then transition, we want a transition for the border color is going to be 0.3 seconds. Then here we want to give some styles for the inputs on focus. So let's put here form group and then input on focus state. And also we want for the text area. So let's put here form group text area on focus 2. We want to have a border color, and that the border color is going to reference to the variable of color primary. After this, we are going to have an outline of none. Excellent. So after this, I want to give some styles for the contact submit button. So let's put here contact submit button btn, and here we are going to have a width that is 100%, then a padding of 15 pixels. Then I want a font weight that is going to be 700. We want then a text transform. The text transform is going to be uppercase, so in this way we get all the letters in capitalize. Then also I want to have some letter spacing that is going to be 1 pixel. I want a border radius to be 8 pixels. Good, excellent. So I want to get rid of the border. Let me just see how it looks like. Border, none. Yeah, that looks better. Excellent. After this, we are going to give some styles to the footer section. So let's put here footer. So for the footer, we are going to set a text align to be on the center. Then I want a padding to be 2 rem, top and bottom, 0 left and right. Then I want a border top that is going to be 1 pixel solid, and the number is going to be E5, E7, EB, the same color that we have been using before. And then for the color here, we want to say that it's going to be 6B, 72, A0. Good. So as you see, this is how the app looks like. And now we are going to proceed to give some additional styles by using media queries, because if we switch right now to the mobile version, as you can see, the application is breaking because we need to give some styles to all these elements. So now here I'm going to put here another section that is going to say responsive styles. Good. So here we are going to open a media, so let's put add media, and then we want to apply this until the screen has a max width of 768 pixels. So here for the header, which is at the top, we want to have a flex grab of grab. Then I want to have a justify content to be on the center, and I want a padding that is going to be 1 rem top and bottom, 1 rem left and right. Good. After this, I want to give some styles for the logo. The logo is going to have a width of 100%. Then I want a text align to be on the center, and the padding is going to be oh yeah, so yeah, so let's put here the margin bottom. Margin bottom is going to be 10 pixels. Then for the nav, here I want to have a width of 100%. Then I want a display to be flex. I want a justify content to be spaced around, and the font size is going to be 0.9 rem. Good. Then I want to give some styles for the A tags inside of the nav. That is going to be margin left 0, and then the padding is going to be 5 pixels on top and bottom, and then just 0 on left and right. Then for the cta-nav, we wanted to have a margin left that is going to be 10 pixels, and then we are going to set a padding that is going to be 5 pixels top and bottom, and then 10 pixels left and right. So now we are going to give some styles for the hero section. So let's put here other comments here that says hero section. So here we want for the hero section, the hero section is going to have a flex direction of column because we are on mobile. Then we want a text align to be on the center, and also I want a margin that is going to be 2 rem and then auto. Good. Then after this, I want styles for the hero content. So for the hero content, we are going to have a padding right that is going to be 0. Then I want a margin bottom. Margin bottom is going to be 20 pixels. Then we want styles for the hero title. So for the hero title here, we are going to have a font size that is going to be 1 rem. Then for the hero subtitle, I want to be a font size of 1 rem 2. Oh yeah, sorry, I got confused. For the hero title here, we want 2.2 rem. Yeah. Excellent then. So after this, we want to give some styles for the button. So let's put here CTA group. We want to have a display of flex, then a flex direction of column. After this, we want a gap to be 10 pixels and align items to be on the center. Good. So then for the CTA group and bottom, I want to have here a width of 80%, then a margin right that is going to be 0 and then important. Good. here. Then after this, I want to give some adjustments for the cards, the ones that we have here. So let's start with the hero visual. So for the hero visual here, we are going to have a flex direction of column. Then I want a width to be 100%. After this, I want to have the overflow to be hidden. Then I want a padding that is going to be 20 pixels top and bottom and 0 left and right. After this, I want to have style for the mockup card. The mockup card is going to have a width of 90%, then a position of static. Then I want to have a margin to be 15 pixels and then auto. I want a transform to be none and then important, because we don't want it to be moving, and that's why we are overriding here. And then I want a box shadow that is going to be 0.5 pixels, 15 pixels, and then an RGBA of 0.00001. Oh yes, RGBA here. Good. So now here I want to give some in this case styles for the testimonial grid that we have here to give some to give some new appearance. So here for the grid, let's put a comment here that says testimonial grid. And here let's put testimonial grid, and we have grid templates, grid template colors to be one frame. Then I want give some style for the pricing grid. So let's put here pricing grid. And for the pricing grid, we have a gap of 20 pixels. After this, we want to give some styles for the price card. And the price card is going to have a display of flex. Then we want a flex duration to be column. After this, we want justified content to be spaced around. And we want a width to be 100%. And transform to be none. And also very important because we want to overwrite. Excellent. And after this, we want to give some styles to the contact section. Here on the contact section, we are going to have a padding that is going to be 3 rem and then 1 rem, top, bottom, left and right. And then for the last, the contact form is going to have a padding of 20 pixels. Good. So yeah, this finished the part of the CSS. As you see, it was very extensive because we cover all the sections, in this case from the top, hero, then the features, then the pricing, the testimonials, as well as the contact section and the footer. And then we needed to give some small tweaks at the time of having the page on mobile resolution. So that's why it took more time than expected. But as you see now, if we switch between desktop and mobile, of course, right now, since I have the browser split in two portions, this could be like equivalent to the tablet version. But yeah, this is how it's looking, and as you see, it looks really nice. So now the next video is going to be about giving some interaction with JavaScript and this one is going to be way smaller than this one. So we are going to cover the logic between how can you switch between tabs. That's something that you need to do throughout JavaScript. So let's go to the next video.